Hey guys, what's going on? So in today's video, I'm going to be looking at and discussing one of my favorite belt brands on planet Earth. This is Pigeon Tree Crafting. My friend Isac runs this company and I have probably 15 of his belts. I am a huge fan of Isac's. I've been buying his belts for many years now. He's very discerning in the way that he designs his belts, and he's also extremely discerning in the way that he chooses his hardware. He ranges from brass to nickel to copper. I love it all. He does hand riveting, he does hand stamping, and everything in between. He's extremely meticulous with his runs, and watching his belt style evolve over the years has been a lot of fun. And so what I'm going to be doing today is just going through his website and giving my thoughts on the different belts that he has currently available and give my thoughts on them. All right, so in no particular order, let's start by looking at this 35mm tobacco Italian Maremma Japanese Garrison belt. Now, I have one belt from Isac with this Japanese Garrison buckle, and I want more. One of my favorite things about his belts is the signature, the fire hose quick release buckle that he normally runs, but he does switch things up from time to time. And in this case, we've got the Japanese Garrison buckle here. Very thick brass buckle, indestructible. And the leather is going to be a super thick, gorgeous tobacco Italian Maremma. So it's taken me years to finally dive into Italian leathers, and this tobacco Maremma from Tuscany does not disappoint. The 8 to 9 ounce leather is made with the best raw cowhides from France and is tanned in Tuscany using quebracho, a species of wood, and chestnut tannin extracts, which creates a beautiful vegetable tanned aniline leather that possesses a wonderful hand feel and will certainly patina with grace. The oil finishing brings a lovely pull-up effect to the leather, adding even further dimension to it. My supplier doesn't often have full hides of this stuff, so I am lucky to have received the hide that I did, limited in quantity. Just a few millimeters shy of 1.5 inches, this belt falls into a very appealing width, somewhere between 1.25 and 1.5. Choose between the two pictured Garrison buckle styles, A or B. A being rectangular in shape and B being square. Both are stellar options and are made in Japan using the highest grade solid brass. The belt is pictured with buckle style B and teardrop holes. The buckle is secured with hand-stitched Ritza Tiger thread in Havana brown and cream. On a side note, thanks to Isac, I actually use all Ritza Tiger thread in my bags. It is very high quality thread. It's quite expensive. It's $50 a spool. So it is not cheap, but it is the best. So good on Isac for using the best of the best. Isac makes the Viberg service boots of belts. He makes the Alden of belts. Part of my big frustration getting into belts was the fact that after getting into good boots, I couldn't find belts to match the boot. And I've said this before, these belts match the boots. So this is going to be 8 to 9 ounces. So that's pretty thick. It won't be the thickest that he's run. Typically, I want to say Isac runs like 10 ounce weight belts, but still it's going to be way heavier and way more firm of a temper and way more hardy of a leather than anything you're going to find at the mall. So, all right, let's take a look at the next one. So next up, we've got 1.5 inch green TCore painted green belt. $165. One of my favorite things, and especially after getting into leather work now, one of the biggest things I appreciate about Isac's belts are the stamp, how it says Pigeon Tree on his rivets, on the burr of the rivets here. You can see it pretty clearly in this picture. And then on the other side of the rivet, it's got real cool, like all the rivets that I buy, they're like they're smooth on this side, but on Isac's it's like a really cool sort of confetti type of a surface here, and I think that is just amazing. I love the Made in USA stamp. I love every little detail of these belts. He puts like so much thought and effort into these belts. And then the iconic Pigeon tree crafting stamp here. It's subtle, it doesn't overwhelm the belt, but it's there, it has a presence. And here you can see the TCore. This is an effect of the leather being, the pigments are surface deep. So as you wear through the outer layer, it will expose the natural undertones, the natural layers beneath. Leads to a really cool patina effect. And so this is going to be similar, you could think of it like a painted leather, as opposed to an aniline, which is more of a stain, if you want to think of it like that. Inspired by my painted black belt, this belt will age in a very similar fashion. TCore refers to a leather that will eventually reveal a brown core underneath whatever the surface color is. In this case, it's green, hence the name Green TCore. This belt is made with 9 to 10 ounce Herman oak natural vegetable tanned leather, which has been hand painted by yours truly. Oh wow, so Isac paints this himself. This particular shade of green is very difficult to photograph accurately. I would describe it as a lowly saturated, almost creamy olive color. It's very wearable and will only look better with age. The patina that I demonstrate in one of the images is just a glimpse of what you can expect. As the Veg Tan leather ages, the core color will become darker and darker brown, making for a very interesting evolution. You may select from single or my patented double prong quick release buckle design. You may also choose between solid copper, solid brass, or nickel plated brass, which is silver in color. Handmade in Denver by one person. All right, so here's what I was talking about before. This is Isac's patented double prong quick release buckle. This is his and his alone. This is beautiful. So we've got the copper double prong quick release buckle. We've got the red Tarnsjo leather here. And then this is so cool. A solid copper keeper, the copper rivets. So this is what it looks like with the brass. Also looks very good. My red Tarnsjo, actually, I opted for the nickel. This nickel buckle here. The nickel looks good against this like fire truck red color. But I think they all rock. And if I was just starting out, I'd get the copper though. Copper is my preference with this, but I have so much copper that I needed some variety. So, oh, and this is cool. He uses this different type of rivet compared to the brass rivets and the copper rivets in the other ones. So let's read a little bit about it. I am so proud to announce that I have acquired the patent on my double prong quick release buckle. The double prong quick release buckle features the same quick release action you're familiar with. Simply flick down on the lever and the belt will come undone. The tension keeps it buckled and it will never come undone on its own. Handmade in England, the solid brass and solid copper hardware options will both develop a striking patina over time. The hardware is secured with a solid brass or solid copper hammered rivets that are branded with Pigeon tree. The nickel-plated brass option is a high shine silver color that will more or less remain the same over time. It will be secured with nickel Chicago screws. Wow. The leather is a truly beautiful 9-ounce red vegetable tan leather from the renowned Tärnsjö tannery in Sweden. Rich and deep in hue and with endless patina potential, I was fortunate enough to receive a piece of leather from this tannery as a gift several years ago, and I have been eager to acquire more ever since. The leather patinas gorgeously. It is not a waxy bridle like Sedgwick. It will be much quicker to absorb oils and sunlight. Yeah, and I could tell you, having owned this, it does feel just a little bit thinner compared to the Sedgwick leathers, but there is zero stretch whatsoever. It's incredibly dense, it's incredibly resilient, it's got a very high temper, so as smooth as it is and nice on the hand feel, it does not stretch whatsoever. Let's get into the Walpier Rocky Foresta Italian vegetable tanned belt. Wow, that is amazing. Really nice brown color here. Would go very well with a natural Chrome XL or a Tuscanello horse rump. Any light to medium to even dark brown boots. This will go basically with any brown boot. One interesting thing that I noticed is it's actually incredibly easy to pair natural boots, like natural Chrome XL, especially Chrome Tan boots, natural Chrome XL, or you know, my natural shell cordovan boots with like a mid-brown belt. It oddly works extremely well. So natural leathers go well with mid-brown to dark brown belts, I've found. If I were to get this, I would totally pair this with my Dune Chrome XL diesel boots from Grantstone, or my natural shell cordovan boots from Grantstone, as well as any of my brown Chrome XL Aldens or my brown Chrome XL Viberg boots. So this is also double prong. The teardrops, you can do standard holes or teardrop. I typically always get teardrop, though in my red Tarnsjo I got the standard holes just for variety's sake. So here you could like select whether you want regular holes or teardrops, pick your metal, pick your hardware, whether you want the nickel, the copper, or the brass. You can do single prong, double prong. Lately I've only been doing double prong to catch up to, because I've been following Isac for so long. Most of my belts from him are still single prong, so I'm trying to catch up to the double. When he increases to a third prong, I'm going to be in real trouble. This is the first Italian leather I have ever sold as a belt, and I am confident to say it will not be the last. Before even listing this belt for sale, I already gone ahead and ordered more of this stuff. It's beautiful. Weighing in at a sturdy but wearable 9 to 10 ounces, the best way I can describe this is to compare it to the Tarnsjo leather in a similar color. Slightly lighter than Tarnsjo, with a less dramatic but equally as stunning grain. It has a medium temper and reminds me a lot of the Sedgwick English Bridle feels like after it's been worn in and the stiffness subsides and the surface wax has faded away. The back is finished for a smooth hand feel. I think that's the back. I could be wrong. Oh no, this is the back. Okay, so it looks like this would have been a rough outside, and so he finished that off to make it smoother. Being vegetable tan, this leather is only going to get better with age, and you can expect it to continue to darken as it patinas with use. Picture next to the dark brown Tarnsjo for reference. Also pictured with its lighter brown Koyo brother, which you can find here. Both belts are pictured in solid copper. Well, let's look at the Koyo, shall we? Ooh, nice. So this is going to be a lighter color, a little bit more on the tan side, but not too light of a tan. Definitely more on the tan side. This would go well with some Alden 405 Indies or some Saddle Tan Veg Badalassi. Definitely pair nice with that since they're both Italian leathers. So nice vegetable tanned Italian leathers would pair up very nicely with this. I'm also thinking about brown shinky oiled horse butt going nicely with this. But anything that leans towards orange, warm colors will go well with this. So yeah, that's the Koyo. All right, so same description as the last one. Now what we've all been waiting for, the navy. If you're like my friend, or like myself, or my friend JD, One Damn 8 Envision on Instagram, and you have an obsession with blue leather, blue boots, you are missing out if you don't own this belt. This is the belt for you. If you love navy colored leather, then, and I'm talking about navy Chrome XL, navy horse rump, navy shell, even like navy suede, and the different ramblers, the ink ramblers, the noble ramblers, the noble ink rambler, the squirrel rambler, the ink Chiha by Seidel, any of that stuff. If you have blue boots and you don't have this, then you're wrong, basically. so this is the Pigeon Tree Crafting belt in Navy Sedgwick. This was within my first 5 purchases, and in fact I love my Navy Sedgwick so much I was considering getting the double prong version. I probably still will. I really like it with this brass hardware. My Navy Sedgwick has copper hardware with it. A nice offset would be with this brass and going double prong. Yeah, see, this is what mine looks like. The navy looks so good with both the copper and the brass. I mean, navy always just gives such a good contrast against a lot of things. I think navy leather in general looks really good up against natural leather. So like I'm always appealed by like navy boots with a natural sole edge against it, like my Alden tankers and navy Chrome XL. And yeah, navy just really contrasts so gorgeously against other colorways. This is a beautifully dark, very wearable navy traditional English bridle from England. It's an ultra waxy bridle with a firm temper. It's relatively thick at 9 to 10 ounces, one of the finest leathers I've worked with. Over time, the wax will buff off naturally to reveal a relatively high shine leather beneath, or you can buff it right off with a soft cloth. That's definitely in my top 3 picks for pigeon tree crafting, is the navy, no doubt about it. I was really pleased when I saw Isac starting to run Chrome XL belts, and this thing is a masterpiece. This is the natural Horween Chrome XL Japanese Garrison belt. Looks really good with this Garrison belt. Ooh, and he's using the evergreen, I believe it's called, where it's a tiger thread. Let me see. In green and cream. Okay, yeah, same thing. You got the option A and option B there. And the Chrome XL stretches. So I have my natural Chrome XL belt from him is double prong. It's got a copper, all copper hardware, and it stretched pretty good. It stretched a good inch and a half. So, but I believe Isac accounts for that stretch. So it says, this 10-ounce natural Horween Chrome XL has a gorgeous visible grain and is known for its immense aging potential. The leather will develop a very handsome patina with wear, as will the solid Japanese raw brass Garrison buckle that I've paired it with. Chrome XL is notoriously stretchy, but I will account for the stretch in the measurement when I size your belt. Please leave this to me and do not try to include the stretch in the measurement provided to me. Isac knows what he's doing. Don't mess with his methods. All right, let's dive into this one. I was really stoked when I saw him running this color 8 Chrome XL. It is stunning. It's got like, it's like a really nice purple oxblood color about it. And I got mine with, I believe I got mine with the copper hardware. I'll have to double check. But yeah, just amazing. So this will obviously go well with color 8 shell, color 8 Chrome XL, or any oxblood. So if you've got double shot Trumans in oxblood double shot, this would go very well with that. So anything burgundy, anything oxblood, anything that's that nice purpley pomegranate color. I'm very excited to finally be able to offer Horween's Legendary Color 8 Chrome XL. This color is well known by boot enthusiasts. It would most accurately be classified as a dark purple or cherry, but it changes quite a bit depending on the lighting. It is so dark and saturated that it even looks black in some lighting. There's a ton of pull-up in this leather, as is evident where the leather is stretched around the buckle and you can see the brighter pop of color. Yes, I noticed that on mine as well, right here. Right here, it's amazing. Like it gets so much more vibrant where the leather is stretched around the buckle here. Really shows the pull-up. Whereas the rest of the belt, it's like darker until you stretch it or distress it. The leather is 9 to 10 ounce thickness, and while Chrome XL is known to be stretchy, I counteract that in the sizing of the belt by both stretching the leather as much as I can and sizing down from the measurement you provide me. Do not size down when providing your measurement and allow me to do that on my end. Good call. Yeah, there's so many. I mean, I could talk about them all. Let's see. This is a good one. I have this one too. This was my first double prong. I have exactly this one. In fact, this is the double prong quick release belt in waxy dark Havana Sedgwick. Now this stuff, the reason it's called Havana is obviously an homage to the cigar. Derives its nomenclature from, you know, basically the dark brown tobacco leaf, similar to how like Horween uses cigar shell cordovan, the dark brown color. I believe that's where they derive the nomenclature for this Havana Sedgwick. Havana paying homage to tobacco leaves. It is super waxy, like you see the flecks of wax on it. I love that. Now that'll wear off, but I think, yeah, when it's fresh, it's got that nice bloom, that nice waxy bloom on it. And yeah, it's just brilliant. Yeah, you can see it real good here on the wood. It's a good contrast. You get that bloom there. But yeah, mine I'll have to double check, but I think most of my bloom has worn off. Oh yeah, look, he's got a picture of it. So here's brand new. And then here is worn in. All right, so I bet he mentions that. This is a beautiful, very dark brown, dark Havana, traditional English bridle from England. It's an ultra waxy bridle with a firm temper. It's relatively thick at 9 to 10 ounces, one of the finest leathers I've worked with. Over time, the wax will buff off naturally to reveal a relatively high shine leather beneath, or you can buff it right off with a soft cloth. That's a dramatic difference there, top to bottom. Very cool. But this is the perfect staple brown belt for any dark brown boot or shoe. And then let's dive into this, last but not least, the natural Veg Tan double or single prong quick release belt with solid brass or nickel plated hardware. This is kind of the iconic Pigeon tree crafting belt right here, the natural Veg Tan. This is actually the first place that I heard about natural Veg Tan leather, was through Isac. And yeah, this stuff patinas like crazy, but here's the thing, it's so robust, it's so resilient and so hardy that, believe it or not, it retains this off-white appearance for a long time. You have to dedicate yourself to this thing before you start seeing results. This thing doesn't hand over its patina easily or quickly. You gotta like put in the time, and I'm talking like years before, and it'll eventually turn like a caramel brown color. It's just brilliant. And this happens through absorbing like sunlight and your body heating it up, and it absorbing natural waxes and oils like from your hand and stuff. But it's a very, very rugged leather, but it's one that when you break it in, you wear that thing like a badge of honor. Like, it is, yeah. You got to put in the time though. You got to be you got to be committed. You got to be committed to this. My first one was literally this same makeup, the single prong teardrop eyelets with the nickel plated hardware there. So this is a 9 to 10 ounce Herman Oak Veg Tan, one of the finest natural leathers around. Yes. Yeah, and Isac has blogged about this particular leather a lot. That's why I know a lot about it. And I have a double prong and a single prong in it. Wow. And he's got a lot of other really good ones, but this video has been going on for a while, so I'm gonna start wrapping it up. But just real quick, some of my other favorites are this green Sedgwick bridle quick release belt. I have that one. I have this one, the quick release belt in London tan Sedgwick. All the Sedgwick ones are must-haves in my opinion. The Sedgwick is some of the best stuff on planet Earth. It's hard to find too. As a leather worker now myself, as an amateur, I try to get my hands on the Sedgwick, and it's hard to track down. This Tarnsjo is very highly reputed as well. Yeah, I'm also tempted by this olive Tarnsjo. I don't own this yet, but I really like the olive Tarnsjo colorway here. It'll be the same as the other Tarnsjo, just in the olive color. So anyways, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll leave links to all the belts that I discussed in the description below. You can follow me on Instagram. My username is ArrowSurferLV. Also follow Isac at Pigeon Tree Crafting on Instagram. He posts all the time there, and you could stay updated on his newest drops. He always has exciting new drops that he offers periodically. He also does boot runs through Santalum, and I can attest that that is also an amazing experience. In fact, I'm wearing my marbled green service boots from Santalum and Pigeon Tree Crafting as I record this video. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Let me know what you think of these belts in the description below. What other belts do you like? Anyways, thanks a lot for watching. I'll see y'all in my next video.